welcome to June 9th, and regular session for board. Let's stand for pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. All right, roll call. Robert McDaniel, President. Michael Pratt.
Present.
Jason Scott.
Here.
Chuck Smith.
Present.
Rachel Tuttle. Here. We're all here. Let's look at the claims and appropriations and any questions. Actually, when you go to do the concession startup, do you just put that as a separate deposit later, like at the end of the summer?
Yeah, we give it back at the end. You guys will see a bill on there, for Martinsville Lawn and Care. That was really just for our December and January plowing. He was just behind on invoicing, so that's why it just got paid. And again, that was just the weekends that we didn't have stuff in the park.
And then what happens with like the Spear, like what do they do?
That's the full company for all the full parts.
That's just when they come out, do they come out very often?
No, I think they've, no, 2 to 3 times this year before.
So to make the repair.
Yeah, to make the repair in the pool, well, both repairs, because we had that one that they had to come out and look at and filter room, but they ended up having another subcontractor come on for them. Which that total was $1,900, and then they came out to make the repair on the pool deck, which I believe was a little under $1,000, like $980, I think. Water Solutions is our chemicals.
Let's see what we use. What's the United League?
That is the guy who found the leak in the duct well. So yes, altogether it was a cost of repair.
Yes. And chemicals are costly.
Yes.
They're costly work going on here.
And I have more bad news about the hole when we get there.
Sorry about the
Splash pad.
Any more questions about the claims and appropriations?
I'll go ahead and make a motion to approve May 2026 claims and appropriations.
I'll second Jason's motion.
Jason first. Michael second. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so we have to do the approval of April and May minutes, and you did not have a quorum on April, for the meeting in May. So we were all present for the April one, so if you look at that, just. Okay, I think we're gonna have to table the April one. That is not, is that what? That's not, this is right.
25.
Right, that is not the correct one.
Yeah, as soon as I saw
Yeah.
higher ground peacock,
Yeah,
red flag.
yeah, that is not the right one.
So,
So the one we have presented to us is incorrect.
Correct.
That's interesting. Okay,
So that's,
because they were saved in the system. So it makes me wonder, did I,
That could not be your fault. I put in April minutes in my search bar, so I probably just assumed
okay.
that it was. Yeah.
let's hold off on the April 8 minutes.
Actually, I have a question. Did you bring a paper copy of the April minutes or did you send it out last time? Because Rachel took those, right?
That's a good question. I'm just trying to remember, I did complete them on the system, on the digital system.
Let me look at my emails too.
So
real
yeah, I
quick.
can check my email real quick and see.
You're not. It says on this one,
Yeah.
we were not, this is not. Correct.
Yeah, that's the one that's pulling up in my email from April.
Michael, can we table the April minutes until next month? Is that the best way to do that?
That's probably our safest route to deal with that.
Okay. All right. Do I need a motion on holding that, or are we good?
I think we'll be okay.
Okay. Let's go to the May minutes, which I cannot vote on, which was not present.
I'll make a motion to approve May 2026 minutes.
I'll second.
Chuck first, Rachel second, all in favor?
Aye.
And I abstained. All right, no personnel matters, hirings and resignations, nothing under old business, time for the reports. Ashley, you're up.
Okay, we'll do superintendent's report first. The Gaga Ball pit was installed. Have you guys been by to see it? The guys did a great job on it. We did order a little, because we'll put Duke's, like little plaque for Duke on there since it was from the grant fund, so we ordered that today, so that should be in by next week. 4th of July preparations have started. We are going to do the fishing contest again this year, like we did last year. We're going to do a cornhole tournament in the afternoon. We're still gonna do the watermelon eating contest. contest, but we might do that like last year we did the best dress contest and the malt contest, like in breaks of the concert. We might do the watermelon eating contest at that time too. We did different things throughout the shelter houses last year, but it was hard getting a lot of people to come to the different shelter houses. So everything we do, we're gonna try to just sustain a lower level for the most part, and do those activities there. Of course, we have food trucks lined up that'll start serving food at 2. So I think we have a pretty good day lined up still for the 4th of July. Something exciting that's happening, and you'll see on the agenda that Del Coffee was going to be here. Some plans have changed for this, like for the portion he needed to talk to you guys about, but they are going to open the time capsule at the park at 11:30 on the 4th of July. So that's a big thing that will be happening there too, that I think is exciting, you know, for the 250.
What time will that be?
He said, I think Del said 11:30 that they're gonna open it at the park. He was gonna come tonight and talk about, getting approval to rebury it someplace at the park, but I think they found a different location. So that's why he called yesterday and said that he didn't need to come because they're going a different route with that piece of it.
See, it's a county, my understanding was it's a county's, it's a county time capsule anyway, right? It's not, that's why it was buried on the courthouse lawn, is it was part of Morgan County, not the city of Martinsville. Now, there's a letter in it for me from my dad, but I was not yet born, so I don't know a whole lot about it. I was to come a month later, so.
So will you be there?
I will definitely be there because I want to know what my dad's letter says, yeah.
That's exciting for you.
That is exciting, I love it.
So yeah, that's happening on the 4th of July. Of course, the dive well was repaired. I do feel, I know it came and gave you guys the different scenarios. I do feel like it seemed to be the better scenario. I mean, when we met with you guys last time, we already knew we were in at $2,500 for the leak detection. But Spear actually got, I mean, the guys did all the digging and found where the leak was, but we were unsure how much it would be for Spear to fix it. So I feel like that came back a lot cheaper than we were anticipating. So that was good news for us. And it seems to hold in water, and that piece has been doing great. So we had a basketball goal repair. The guys rebuilt the tire swing and hung that back up at the top of the park. We replaced some other swings that just the hardware on it was getting to be a bit dangerous and like finger pinchers. So the guys replaced a couple swings. They had a new, and it was a free to us AC unit to the shop because we knew at the end of winter that the air conditioning unit was not working. We were trying to find the cheapest option, but someone donated just a window air conditioning to us, so that's working in the shop, so the guys do have that in there. They painted the bathrooms in shelter 2, repainted the front of the pool house. We power washed all that blue old rusty paint off of that and repainted that, and the back doors to the pool house too, like going out to the pool deck. So those things look nicer. Of course, power washed the pool deck, the outside of the pool area, to make that look nicer. As always, there was a lot of tree cleanup work, and some trees had to be taken down this past month. The new news, the splash pad pump went down yesterday. It was put in, that splash pad pump was from 2005. They no longer make that model. We did have Spirit locate one that would, if we had purchased it new and we had them find one that would not require us to change all the hardware, because sometimes when you get new pumps, you have to change all of the hardware. That cost still about $2,400, or we can get a rebuild kit for a 2005 pump for right under $500. Typically, we've had decent luck with that, but we're kind of like that. It may not work, and we might just be out an additional, $500. So we have not done anything today. We got the price of the rebuild kit yesterday. We're having to price a pump, so that took some time today just because they don't sell ours any longer. So I don't know if you guys have any, like I said, it was 2005, so it has given us decent life. I can't say I'm thrilled where we're at with the breaks that we've already had in the pool and the costs we've already had go out. So it's just kind of like, do you spend $500 and take a 50-50 shot that it might work, or we spend the $500, it might be great. We spend the $500, we might still have to come back and order a $2,400 pump. And I guess we also have to think about how long do we want the pole to be in? If we do the rebuild kit, the guy said it'll take about a day to fix it. That's if it fixes it. So, you know, by the time we get the parts and get it fixed, it might be done the rest of this week. If we were to get a rebuild kit and it doesn't fix it, then we still have to order a pump and wait for that to come in too. And I don't know if I have a strong preference either way. I think one, we automatically know it's gonna spend a ton of money, which I don't love, but the other one is taking a chance and we still might have to spend, you know, more money. So if you guys have any thoughts on that or?
Do you have any record on whether or not that pump's already been repaired once? I want to remember Rachel and Chuck, you guys may have been on the board. We've had issues off and on with the splash pad. I mean, this was, last 3 or 4 summers seems to be about the longest we've gone without splash pad issues in a while. For some reason I was thinking we've had that pump rebuilt once, maybe. I can't recall.
I know Stan's first summer, I think the splash pad, because that was our first year opening the pool together, it worked pretty well. I know that second summer, it seemed, the splash pad seemed to be closed more than it was opened.
Yeah.
So I know we've had problems with it for a while. Last summer though, I mean, it worked all summer and we didn't have to shut it down at all. And I mean, that was the same pump, so since I've been there, I don't know if it's been rebuilt, but I know that we have had lots of problems with that over the years that I've been there. Sometimes I look at it when we have to spend a large amount of money, especially pool related, like how far are we into the season? Like, what's the odds that if we spend this $2,400, we get through the rest of the season without something else breaking? I do know, you know, we've replaced a couple pumps at the end of last season and installed those this year. Everything else seems to be on the up and up right now. We got the leak fixed. I know last year we had a freezer go out, which was expensive. So it's
What's Levi or Eli and Luke? Do they have a preference?
I don't think so. They don't feel strongly either way. I think we're all kind of in the same boat. Like we can chance the $500, but it's just a chance, and then we still might have to, you know, then we might be out $2,900 versus $2,400. I know for a fact that they didn't want to necessarily get a new pump if they had to redo all the plumbing, because that was going to be more costly and time consuming. But if this pump is similar and we don't have to do any of the plumbing for it,
And we're sure that what this pump is.
that's what Spears said. The other thing, if we were to get the pump and it didn't fit with the plumbing, we could probably get a refund for the pump. If we get the rebuild kit, rebuild it, and it doesn't fix it, we're not gonna get that money back for the rebuild kit.
I would say, given the time, you know, it's still fairly early, and, you know, I would say go with that. That's too high risk, I think. To just buy a $500 not knowing.
Well, I mean, you're looking at a 21-year-old housing.
Right.
And so, you know, there's a lot of things, is it at just the end of life stage?
It is done.
You know, that there's, and I think, as much, again, I think we talked about this a little bit last month, as much as we don't want to talk about it, these are going to be questions that are going to come up for us with the pool a lot. And we'll just have to weigh those as we can weigh them. I mean, it's a 30-year-old pool.
And currently, at the moment, we don't have a, you know, a date or anything like that marked with the longevity of the pool.
No.
So, in my opinion, you go through the pump without knowing.
Yeah, I think that's a smarter.
Well, that leads us into the next expense, which I already made the decision for this, which is why I want you guys' help with the pump piece. So I don't know if you guys went to the park, the gate's laying on the ground. It burns up on us, and the gate companies are expensive anyways, just to come out and look at it. We've already paid them $400, which was in the docket. They quoted us $2,100 to do all the repairs that need to be made to it. And it is on a 4 to 6 week, by the time I accept it, like what they put out there, it's 4 to 6 weeks to get it fixed. But I had the guys go ahead and price everything if we did the work ourselves. And just for the parts alone, they were still looking at $1,500, not knowing for sure either that they would get it to work if they spent that money. So I had to go ahead and sign to get the gate repaired because we definitely need something. My other thing was, because that gate's very old too, and we've had to have them out a couple times this year. I know there's a lot of newer options, but it's just still really expensive. I mean, that's something we really, have to, I feel like, set aside if we're gonna purchase a new gate. So yeah, $2,100 now to get it operating again, but I already had to pay $400 when it broke for them to come out and look at it, so that was another very costly expense.
Did they talk to you about the fact that, part of the problem we've had with that particular gate is that it's just the length of the gate and the motor that creates a lot of just tear on our gate. Right, our gate should be with the width of the opening there for the road, it should be like a double slide, or it should be a double gated like that instead of one arm or one arm is. I know we've had, I think it was with Stan, I think we had it prior to Stan, we had conversations about the fact that the leverage that the motor requires. They've done some work to the gate, they've tried some different things, but we could put the biggest horsepower motor, biggest, whatever, wattage or whatever motor on it, but it's still because of just the length of that gate, we need to probably look at a new gate design eventually. Again, aging infrastructure.
Do you want me, because again, I haven't come out, do you want me to postpone them fixing this and look at some other options at this time?
I just don't know if you have the money, like to do.
That's gonna
Yeah,
that's gonna be our thing, is probably to redo the gate, we're looking at a lot of infrastructure rebuild there, which is gonna be more, I know you said $2,400.
Yeah.
But really it's 28 because you've already had a consultant fee of $400. We're probably looking at several $1,000s.
Yeah.
More than 2,400 to put a new gate system in.
Just kind of in our long-term plan.
It might be something we need to talk about when we start talking big time into our 5-year plan, how that works and what that will look like. Sure.
Yeah, it took me a couple weeks to sign that because I was not thrilled about it. I kept thinking about it, and I don't know that our gate, I mean, it gets us by, but if anybody is left in the park, and like we have security and they try to get right out, but if they can't find it, if they see a car but nobody's in the car, they can't sit there and wait all night. So anytime if a car goes out and somebody's on the outside, they still get in and out of there at night when the gate closes.
It would be interesting to find out and I mean, our park is open enough, you can walk in through
Yeah.
the neighborhoods, you can walk in through the sidewalk. It would be interesting to see what other communities that have a closing time, what do they do, and how they, I don't know if enforce is the right word, but how do they encourage?
Private park and things like that.
Yeah.
We should still get us back to it.
Yeah, like I said, the security, they clear the park with what they can, with who they can see, but we know that people can walk in there, when they leave if they want to. So those were our two big things that have happened recently. As far as cost-wise, of course, we completed pool staff training, all the staff has gotten started, they're doing a great job. We got rid of Coke this year, we have Pepsi products. We're just having a hard time getting Coke to come out and service our equipment. And we had a really hard time getting some of the products that we were selling in the concession stand, so several times we've had things just out of order because we couldn't get them. But we order directly from Pepsi with the Pepsi machine, and we get everything that we need. Prices stayed the same for fountain drinks, but in order to be a Coke customer, because they don't make money on their fountains, we have to get Gatorade from them. So we are selling that for $3 a bottle, just so we're still making a little profit on that and not losing money. The guys refiber glassed the splash bucket, so the cone looking things that are multicolored, they all need to be refiber glass. So the guys did that before we opened the splash pad. So that was a big job for them. They fixed the tables in the concession stands. A lot of the benches were off of those, so they put those back together. And they repaired the fence at Mulberry. Items to be completed in the next couple weeks. They're going to paint the shelter house at Mulberry. Of course, we're prepping and hosting 4th of July. Repairing the concession stand window, it's broke. We're going to try to make a a quick repair on that and not have to like replace the whole window. We have 2 free concerts coming up at the venue, June 25th and July 2nd. We have our adaptive swim night next Wednesday, the 17th from 7 to 9. We have our adult swim next Friday, the 19th from 6 to 8. So that is what is happening at the park. As far as facility usage report, so this is of course from May 1st to May 31st. We only had a couple rentals at the end of May. We never offer rentals that first weekend we open because that's just too much with new staff. So we only had an opportunity to have 3 rentals that first weekend, and we had 2, so we brought in $800 for those 2 rentals. The family pavilion brought in $1,540 for the month of May. Shelter 2 was $610. Shelter 3 was $720. Shelter 4 was $820. Shelter 5 was $390. Shelter 7 was $390. Shelter 10 was $495. And Shelter 8, not Shelter 10, was $495, and Shelter 9 was $390. So it was a pretty decent month with rentals. The pool, we just pulled a quick little comparison from last year. I don't know if you guys know this. We did end up using the Square system again. We do have our new software, which we really like what we're using. But we were having a hard time getting the proper credit card readers in to go with the system. So we just decided to use what we already had this summer, which was our Square readers. So last year at this time, the pool had brought in $33,000. When we look today, it has brought in $55,000, which so quite a bit more than we had brought in at this time last year. And that's saying a lot, seeing as the first 4 days of the pool, was closed more than it was open just because of the weather. So it's been pretty nonstop since the weather's improved over there. I do feel like we're going through more concessions. I feel like every week I've had to order GFS, we've had to order a large amount of items just because we're selling them so quickly. Like we were out of stuff today, but the truck is coming tomorrow, so we were just out of stuff today. So yeah, we're selling a lot of stuff, I feel like. Swim lessons also started this week. So
How many students did you get over for swim lessons?
I can email you out, I can give you the wrong number. I know our classes are full.
Nice.
Yeah, but I don't remember if we capped them at 12, so I can send you guys an email and let you know.
Okay, do you have how many sessions do you have?
So we have a Monday and Wednesday evening sessions, and we have three or four classes in that, like 3 or 4 separate classes, but they're all there at the same time, just working with different instructors. And then we do the same thing on Tuesday, Thursday mornings. We offer morning options and evening options, and they're full. So yeah. I think that's it for the reports section.
All right, let's move on to new business. We had Dill Coffee scheduled, and we just told everybody to walk past that.
Yes.
Okay. And then we have change of job title and the updating of salary ordinance that we talked about already. So can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, so we discussed switching was the recreation and aquatic specialist job title to the assistant superintendent because there's so much packed into that title. So I put together, it's really the same thing, it's just like the job description itself has been changed to assistant superintendent. As far as duties and responsibilities, I just had to reword a few things just because it's the same words, but a lot of it like mentioned pool in it, so I had to redo some of the wording differently because that job does so much more than just pool related items. And then I had to update the salary ordinance, which is exactly the same, it's just the different title in the salary ordinance, nothing else changed, and yeah.
Any questions on those descriptions or? Obviously the salary ordinance is effective. Michael, do you think we need to do 2 separate?
Yeah, I would think that would be the
All
best.
right, let's start with the updated job title. Okay, so we have a motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, any discussion? All right, all those in favor? Say aye. Aye. All those opposed? Motion carries. Okay,
Motion to update the change of job title.
Richard makes the first.
I'll second.
Chuck seconds, all in favor?
Aye.
And then updating the salary ordinance again, we didn't change the salary ordinance, we only changed the title of that person.
I'll make a motion to approve the updated salary ordinance.
Michael makes the first motion,
I'll second.
Jason seconds, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, moving on to public comments, and there's no one in the audience. That have their bit, we will keep that to 2 minutes to be directed for the items that are on our agenda. And next meeting is July 14th. All right, meeting adjourned.